What could have been an enchanting stroll through historic Old Antakya 3 weeks ago now feels like a grim patrol through a war zone.
Hissettiriyor, biz tamamen bozulduk.
As the people of Hatay, we're not feeling well.
The centerpiece of the town is the Habibi Nature Mosque, the oldest mosque in the Anatolian region. It looks intact from the outside, but a peek behind its iron window bars reveals the devastation.
Burada doğdum, burada büyüdüm.
I was born and raised here. This is where I performed my first prayers. We would come here in our religious holidays. It's very sad to see it like this.
With so many cultural, religious, and historic buildings damaged or destroyed, the Turkish Culture and Tourism Ministry is sending teams out to assess what can be repaired, rebuilt, or simply preserved.
Bugün toplantımıza 14 cemaate
Representatives from 14 religious communities attended our meeting today. There are buildings that belong to these communities which were slightly, medium or heavily damaged. We talk about restoration of all these buildings.
Among those that survived mostly intact, the St. Pierre Cave Church, the first cave church in Hatay, carved into the mountainside around 38 AD. Among those virtually destroyed, the Hatay Parliament Building, built in 1927. The Hatay Provincial Governor's Building survived the February 6th earthquakes, but collapsed in the February 20th quakes. Old Antakya itself was like a giant open-air museum. Kudalis Street, built on top of ancient Antioch, dates back to 31 AD, one of the oldest streets in modern civilization, and known to be the first street in the world to be lit. And on this street lived a couple for 43 years in a home that was destroyed by the quakes.
It's very sad. After all this, it's heartbreaking. I can hardly hold back my tears. How could this happen? Money comes and goes. We are grateful that we got out safe and sound.
Some of Hatay's most precious relics, the oldest of the old, survived inside the steel fortress of the Necmi Asfarolu Museum in Antakya. There was some shattered glass and bits of wall that collapsed here, but the largest one-piece mosaic in the world, dating back to the 6th century, somehow survived.
I was very happy to find out that our museums were not significantly damaged. Every disaster is a lesson, and this means good decisions were taken and our museums were built very well.
It's here that you're reminded that Hatay has a long history of devastating earthquakes. In fact, the divots you see in these mosaics were created by quakes.
It shows the quality of the archaeological work that was done here, but it also shows us that history preserved itself and presented itself to us over and over again.
There's a massive effort now to tear away the rubble in the rest of Hatay with the ferociousness of a Tyrannosaurus Rex. But the Culture and Tourism Minister insists that nothing at these historic sites will be treated simply as rubble. But can you still revere a site that could someday look vastly different?
Yes, it will feel the same. We may not think that it will right now because of our psychology, but I'm sure it will.
There won't be a choice. The repairing and rebuilding begins immediately. Andy Rosen, TRT World, Hatay.